Welcome readers of the Yorkshire Post to this council leaders debate ahead of the local election, which is happening of course on May the 3rd. 1 week today we will know what the makeup of the Leeds Civic Hall Chamber is going to be. Everyone gets 3 votes this year because all 99 seats are up in Leeds. There are 33 wards, 3 councillors in each. So we thought that we would invite the leaders of the main parties along today to the Yorkshire Evening Post offices here in Whitehall Road in Leeds to ask them some key questions. Throughout the last few days, we have been asking our readers to submit questions, and we'll be putting them to our panel today. So joining us today, we have the leaders of the Labour Party in Leeds, the council leader at the moment, Judith Blake. We also have the leader of the Conservative group, Councillor Andrew Carter, the leader of the Lib Dem group, Stuart Galton, David Blackburn from the Green Party, and representing the Independents, and there are quite a few of those standing this year in this election, Councillor Mark Dodson. But we have really quite appallingly bad turnouts for local elections here in Leeds. Last time we had a local election, 2016, a third of the seats were elected, 34% was the overall turnout. Councillor Blake, in your own ward, it was 25%, which really is amongst the worst. Got a question from Roger Lazenby, and he's from the Adel and Wharfdale ward. And he said he's only received an election communication from the Conservative Party. The other 2 main parties and others are fielding candidates, but as electors, how are we supposed to make an informed decision on where to cast our vote? And I think what he asks is significant in terms of actually getting those overall numbers of people up as well. But there's a sense perhaps of complacency. What are you doing and what are your parties doing to get more people to vote? Shall we start with you, Mark, on this one?
I'm old school on this. I think that the electorate are owed a leaflet, they're owed a manifesto, they're owed your programme. They want to know what you're going to do for them. Even as a very small group of independents, I'm proud that the independent movement across Leeds has managed to get 2 pieces of correspondence to everybody's door. That's in the face in my ward of being flooded by Momentum, or the Labour Party, whatever they're calling themselves this week. But it has been extremely difficult, but I think you owe it to the electorate. That said, the other side of this is sometimes I see leaflets and literature coming through the door, and quite frankly, they're simply not worth the paper they're written on. I think the important thing about representation is what you do in the 4 years between the elections. Yes, you've got to put election literature out, and I personally wouldn't vote for a candidate who hasn't done that. But I also think it's about what happens in that 4-year period. And if you're seen in your community and you work the community, I was sat here with Stuart Galton, was a prime example of that in Lothwell. You're seen your patch, you work your patch, you do it day in, day out, you do your casework. And then really, you know, elections should take care of themselves. It's never that simple, because what we always say, if the sneeze in Westminster, we catch a cold. And often in local government, you take the brunt of what's happening nationally. But you can overcome trends, and you can do that by good, solid representation. But of course, leaflets is an important part of that, as is the growing world of social media. I remember 10 years ago, the obsession was with the YEP. Now it's perhaps Facebook and Twitter.
Thank you, Councillor Dobson. Councillor Blake, how are you going to get the numbers of people voting up?
I think in the particular area that you're referring to, there is a manifesto going out door to door. There's still a few days to go, so hopefully that will resolve itself, unless the person who wrote in has a big dog sitting behind an open door, which is something we have to take very seriously. But it is a very serious issue, and we want everyone to take part in this. So I think the real issue is that people perceive that actually voting locally, we don't have as many powers as we want. And I remember when I first became a councillor, one of the old guard saying, when I first came on the council, it made the difference between putting a penny on the tram fare. And I think what we need to do is continue the effort to get more powers, more resource down to a local level, so we can actually make more decisions locally.
Thank you to all the candidates, all of you for coming along today, the leaders of the parties. Obviously the key thing is we want people to get out there and vote, don't we? I think we can all agree on that. But I am going to leave the last word to John Blythe. He asked a question earlier. He's from the Memories of Leeds group. And he reminds everyone that, remember, all the council seats are up for grabs. Some councillors take it as a right that they stay in their safe seats forever. Use your vote and administer a proverbial kick up the backside.